8 o'clock on a Sunday. Regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man, he's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. Now John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets my drinks for free, and he's quick with a joke. Oh, he'll light up your smoke, but there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, John, I believe this is killing me, as a smile ran away from his face. And I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. Oh, I la 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 la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you've got us feeling all right. It's a pretty good crowd for Sunday. And the manager, here she is, somewhat worse for wear after that long concert yesterday. A long build-up, but she still
Indeed.
gives me a smile. But she knows she can't wait to get off to her bed and forget about life
For a while.
for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival, and the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? La 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 la. Feeling all right.
I think that's probably amazed everyone. It's less than 5 minutes, so I'm afraid.
I had a concert last night. The only thing I actually should have brought with me tonight, and I swear to you, I'm thinking about going to get here, is a pillow, so that I can rest the back here, just like this, right? And whilst whilst I'm not having to play. And Bryn's doing all the hard work. Goodness, we've got some lovely
tunes
music
for you.
tonight.
Lovely tunes.
We've been working since 4 o'clock this afternoon. Well, in fact, way before then, about 3 o'clock, I was up in the studio trying to make everything happen, plug everything in, and create space that there needed to be. And so now we've got everything going. We've got 3 cameras on the go now. We've got stream now. Those of you who have joined us from the person, just to give you a quick announcement.
They wouldn't be on the personal page.
No, you should be now on YouTube, and I hope we've picked you up. And it was remiss of me, but I've been very busy, and I forgot to send out post after post to remind you that it would not be.
So basically, we hope that the lovely people who used to watch on the personal page of Jonathan are able to either find the professional page or tune into YouTube.
We call it the Yellow Hat page.
Yes, Yellow Hat page.
All right, the Yellow Hat page, and that's the professional page.
It's a very technical term. It means Jonathan's wearing a yellow hat in his profile picture.
All right, that's it. It's a yellow hat. It's the operatic hat. So you can collect onto that, or you can connect via YouTube right now. You can go onto YouTube on your personal device, your iPad, your computer, or on your television. Because if you go on your television, you can sit there and watch it. Go to YouTube, if you've got that facility on your smart television, or anything like an Amazon stick, something like that, it will take you straight to YouTube, and you just say, Jonathan Veira, and they'll say, looking for that on YouTube. And then they'll find it, and it will show you that I'm live. Now, it also provides great quality picture for you and sound, so that you're not worried about it, and you can comment on the other one. You can comment on the professional page, which is the place really to be. And the reason for this is we got donged by, and unbelievably, by our personal page for copyright that we don't even know what it is, and Facebook being what it is twice now, and we cannot afford to do that anymore because we can be taken down. So we just accepted the claim, and it means you can't broadcast on that facility anymore. So we've decided, Rachel and I and Claire and Sue and Ben decided that it was the best thing to say, right, that's it, done, okay? While I'm thinking of Ben, I want you to all just remember in your prayers and thoughts Ben's mum, who's had a major operation and had major treatment, and we just think of her, and those of you that pray, and those of you that do positive thoughts and thinking and writing to people, do write to Ben and just encourage him and say that you are thinking of him. This is the community that we exist in. Right, Sue, anything else to say at this stage?
Just wanted to do a big welcome to everyone who's watching us for the first time, joining us as a result of either being at the concert last night or because friends have invited you. Perhaps a few of you have come back because you were watching the wonderful Anthony last week in his interview.
Hello, Anthony. I hope you're with us.
So
you've joined us tonight and not watching rubbish television.
Hoping that Shelley, you're with us as well. You were with us last week. And I know that Andrea's with us, Sue and Garant are with us, and hopefully Heather as well. And anyone else from that group who have joined us.
And the breaking news is that Heather will be joining us, I think, either next week or the week after.
Okay.
To talk about
what she does.
An inclusive community and what she does. Okay, and that's something we're really big into in this community. Last night we had a fantastic concert. Exhausting, I have to say, totally exhausting. I got to bed about 2, and I was awake by 4, because of the way and so we were up and then doing an interview this morning at 9, which some of you heard. But
can I just say, it was utterly wonderful to see so many JV community people there. And wasn't it great meeting people who you talk to them on Facebook and you feel as if they're close friends, and really you haven't a clue what they really look like because the profile picture's so small. You don't have a sense of it. So it was lovely. Can
I say, their profile picture was taken in 1924.
So old. Yes, mine actually is very out of date. Very out of date. I need to change.
It's yours, yes, mine.
Oh yeah, mine's short hair, and I think it was taken at Lexi's wedding, sort of 8 years ago.
But that's true. But mine, I think I've improved with age.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, thank you for that.
Anyway.
40 years of marriage. That's what it does to you.
Apart from the health that my kidney's given you, of course.
Oh, her kidney was performing very well that night.
It was performing well last
night. But it was a long night, and it started with a disaster where yet again something didn't work. And we had to the backing track. I had a big entrance planned, and it would be and Sue was going, ladies and gentlemen.
I had all rehearsed. So that he knew
Mr.
what
Jonathan
to do
Veira.
it.
And it didn't work, so I had to come up and start fixing it, take the wire out, do it. They loved it. Anyway, here's one that I did last night, and I wanted to do it because a friend listened and found it very moving, and I think actually it was one of the most moving performances I've done.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And it was Autumn Leaves, and I like doing it, and I hope Sylvia Newman is listening tonight, and because I sung it for you last night in the concert, but I just like to sing it then. By my window, the falling leaves are red and gold. I see your leaves, summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, days grow long, and soon I'll hear winter song. But I miss you most of all. My darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall, winter song, but I miss you most of all. My darling, you. When autumn leaves start to fall. This has turned into probably one of my favourite.
Yes,
of all the
and
songs
Sylvia
that
was is with us, and she's just said so beautifully nostalgic. No one sings and plays it like you do.
Oh, Sylvia, do you know why? That's why I play for you, my darling.
I think a lot of people find that a very moving song. I know it reduces a number of people who've lost loved ones. It reduces them to tears, but
it does. But for the good reason that I don't. You know, sometimes people. I was just talking about it with Bryn before we came in about crying. That you know, I cry much easier now than I did do when I was before the operation. And I think he was saying something about, you know, when you get that close to living and dying, suddenly life becomes much more valuable, and the things that are around you become, and the things that mattered to you, you know, in the past. So your loved ones, they become, and that's a good reason to cry. It's not a bad thing.
Nope.
As long as you don't live your life there.
No,
you have
exactly.
to get up.
Exactly.
This one, I'm going to sing a song, and then you can talk a little bit about the next concert.
Okie dokie.
Do you remember who this is for? Somebody asked me for this one, Oh Love That Will Not Let Me Go, last week, and I cannot remember, I haven't got it up, so many different devices. Oh Love That Will Not Let Me Go, and this one is for you. Write in and tell us, will you, if this is for you.
Oh love that will not let me go, I rest my weary soul in thee. I give thee back the life I owe, that in thine ocean depths flow may reach a fool to be. May rich a fool be. Oh, light that follows on my way, I yield my flickering torch to thee. My heart restores its borrowed ray, that in thy sunshine's place stay may brighter, fairer be, may brighter, fairer be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Perfect love, unchanging love, oh love that never lets me go. Oh joy that seekest me through pain, I cannot close my heart to thee. I trace the rainbow through the rain, and feel the promise is not vain, that morn shall tearless be, that morn shall tearless be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh love that will not let me go. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh love that never lets me go. O cross that liftest up my head, I dare not ask to fly from thee. I lay in dust life's glory dead, and from the ground there blossoms red
life that shall endless be. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that will not let me go. Oh, perfect love, unchanging love, oh, love that never lets me go.
That was beautiful. As John Bound put it, perfect love, perfectly sung, just perfect.
That will do. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
And in fact, you sang it for two people. Liz Ormiston
Excellent.
had wanted it, and also Carol Wadsworth,
That's
in
it.
memory of
Thank
her
you.
friend
Thank
who
you,
had
Carol.
died recently.
And I hope you're okay this week. Sue,
Yes.
announcement.
Yes, I just wanted to just pick up again on a couple of things from last night. One was just how touched we were that so many people travelled very long distances to join us, actually. We had people from Bristol, we had people from Somerset, we had people from London, from the South Coast. So it was extraordinary, especially with Storm Arwen raging about
terrible.
the place. So yes, blowing a gale. So yes, thank you so much to everyone who travelled through and joined us and heckled and joined in generally. And also a big thank you to David Hicks, who worked tirelessly to help us with the visuals, with the sound, with all the words going up so that Jonathan could sing seamlessly without looking at sheets of paper. And just worked so hard. I'm not surprised he was completely shattered this morning. And also a huge thank you to Jill and Andy Hatvarney, who, again, worked tirelessly on our behalf. They were just amazing. They just were like little Duracell bunnies. They just kept going.
All three of them. And to say nothing of Chris and Terry, who helped set this thing up.
Yeah.
At Emmanuel, and Emmanuel for putting it on. It was a very successful event, and it was so lovely to be around people. But we got another event, and actually it was lovely to see Stuart and Jill
McCready.
there.
Stuart McCready was there.
Both and his wife
Jill.
And it was lovely to see them. And he stood up and gave a nearly announcement
He did.
He did. And so we would love you to come. Those of you who live fairly local, it's not far.
It's near Marlow. It's at Stuart's retreat centre that he runs, St Catherine's, Parmore, Marlow, Henley, that kind of
It's
way.
about near Maidenhead.
Near Maidenhead. Plenty of parking, and it will be starting slightly earlier. So
7
finishing
o'clock.
slightly earlier.
7 o'clock, it'll be finished by 9.
It's a smallish hall, so there's a limit on how many we can have. So get your tickets booked, because it's going to be a gloriously wonderful evening.
Just a few people all sitting around together. That's
singing
what it is.
and joining in and hearing some of these wonderful Christmas songs. If you cannot make that one, and I hope that you can, but if you can't make that one, the next one, the last one before Christmas, is at Odium, a little church in Odium. So again, just book your tickets and we'll see you there.
Okay, and before we see... I have to sing Strange Christmas, and we want the new song to get the thing. Don't forget, the Christmas CD, we post it out tomorrow. So John Greenwood.
Do, 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 do.
All right, we post it out tomorrow. My sister, who's had an operation on her to replace her ankle and her Achilles tendon, I think. She is turning up with Martin, her husband, and that I hope she's going to be all right to do it.
Yeah,
but otherwise, I'm going to wear my hand out tomorrow, stuffing envelopes and signing all day and posting out. Probably Tuesday morning. It might be even.
Yes. Hopefully, my system will work in that the people who took it away last night signed a book to say that you were taking it away, and I don't have to post it to you. If you forgot to sign that you were collecting your CD, please let me know, because otherwise I'm going to be posting you another copy. And so, yes, it would be helpful for my system if you let me know about that. But we will be working hard tomorrow to get them in the post tomorrow night. And who knows, maybe in your hot little hands on Tuesday.
And what we'd love you to do, because these are all going out, you've paid for them already. And of course, we don't get any dosh for this at all. If you'd like to order more, if you'd like to order another one, everybody who's ordered one orders one more to give away, then that would actually be a great little Christmas present for us to make some money out of it finally. That would be great. Could you order it in the normal way? Go to the website and order through jonathanveira.com. You can listen to all the tracks before you
can now.
Right? Listen to them all. They're up there. And we will get them off to you as soon as we can.
Those of you who were listening to our interview on the BBC this morning, Emily, she said to us in a note in the week, she said, I've been listening to this amazing Christmas CD. She said, I just feel like cracking open the mulled wine and starting to wrap presents already. It's that kind of CD that just puts you in the mood.
This, for one of the songs, very sad song, we did this last night, and it finished, a beautiful video by Rachel, and it finished in total silence, which is what it should do. It goes like this, by Paul. And then after that, we're going to have a little video, and then we're going to get our big star in tonight, Bryn Haworth. He's here with us in the studio. Woo! That's right. This song, though, very different. And this is for Val Ing. Is it for Val? Who's this song for? I think it's Val Ing, I think. And if it's not for her, tell me now. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year, with unwelcome decorations of anxiety and fear. Tables laid with loneliness, uncertainty and tears. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. I wanna see the faces behind the masks we have to wear. I wanna shake some hands and see the smiles we need to share, to wish each other all the best for the year that is to come. But all these good intentions this year have come undone. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year, with unwelcome decorations of anxiety and fear. Tables laid with loneliness, uncertainty and tears. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. I wanna see my family and tell them how I miss the wonder of the human touch, the magic of a kiss. I wanna hold my grandchildren and read and sing them songs. This painful separation just feels completely wrong. Stumbling through the dark, we long to dance into the light. This lockdown of our lives is like a chain that holds us tight. We need a star to follow, we need to be released. This year more than ever, we need Prince of Peace. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. It's pretty hard to talk about the season of good cheer. We hold on to our dreams, we hope and persevere. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year. It's gonna be a strange Christmas this year.
Well, I don't think I'm alone in saying that at that moment I cry every time. Yeah, it was a tough year, wasn't it? It was a tough year.
And I don't want us to forget. We forget easily. And now we're in the midst of something else going on, and fear is spreading. And I want this community not to adopt that fear, please. Do not run to that beat. Do not tune into the news. Do not constantly I'm going to give you one picture I saw yesterday. It was of a professor teaching his students, and he held up a glass of water like this, and he said, how much does this weigh? And they said, oh, I don't know, 15 ounces, 17 ounces, 16 ounces, 12 ounces. And he said, it's not really the water, it's the glass I'm holding as well. And he said, the longer you hold it, the heavier it gets. And he said, that is a bit like life. If you hold on to stuff, it'll become heavier and heavier, and eventually it will weigh you down, and you'll disappear underneath it. And I found myself doing that. And you know what I did yesterday? I went onto my iPhone and onto my iPad, and I got rid of every news alert, every possibility of seeing news on my... So when I open my phone, I do not see the latest horror that is being served out. I don't mean we've got to hide ourselves away, but what this is doing to us is destroying our equilibrium, our lives. And I recommend, just don't hold on to the water, put the water down, and don't get carried up and taken down with it. We're just going to see now a video that I think you might recognise.
You're not going to have yourself?
No, we haven't got the time. Okay. It's now 5:30. Oh, no. So we're going to have to do that next week.
Good.
But
excellent. Have
yourself a Merry Little Christmas. We're going to watch a video that, a song that is, and I want to get Bryn in here now because he's got a story to tell and some beautiful songs to sing with some lovely guitar playing. This song,
enjoy.
I think you might see somebody you know. Thanks, Rachel.
Stepped down from heaven, humbly you came, God of all creation, you with us, in a starlit manger, Emmanuel, light of the adore, come let us adore, oh come let us adore Him the Lord, worship Christ the Lord, let all that is within us adore. Wise men bring their treasures, shepherds bow low, angel voices sing of peace on earth. What have I to offer to heaven's King? I will bring my life, my love, my all adore. Come let us adore. Oh come let us adore Him the Lord. Worship Christ the Lord. Let all that is within us adore.
Angels sing, praises ring to the newborn King. Peace on earth, here with us, joy awakening. At your feet we fall. Angels sing, praises ring to the newborn King. Peace on earth, here with us, joy awakening. At your feet we fall. Angels sing, praises ring to the newborn King. Peace on earth, here with us, joy awakening. At your feet we fall. Adore, come let us adore. Oh, come let us adore Him, the Lord. Worship Christ, the Lord. Let all that is within us adore. Come let us adore. Two, one. Well, I think I'm on. I think we're on the street, and here I am with the superstar himself, the man, the legend, the good-looking guy. Here he is, Mr. Bryn Haworth. Way! And the cam goes to him. And what a fantastic thing. I have worked so hard to get you into this little tiny room, and Bryn said exactly the same thing. He said, "Oh, I thought it was a lot bigger than this. I thought everybody wants it to be bigger." And do you know what? I think one day we'll build a bigger room. It'll be a bigger room, and it will be the new, improved Steinway room.
Yeah, it's like the TARDIS, but real.
Yes.
That's the thing, where you go in and it is this small.
It's in reverse, isn't it? Yeah. You think, oh, it's vast. Oh, it is actually very small. Yeah. It's the Steinway. What does it, mate? You see, it's so big, but it's 1889, so it goes back a long way, and it won't be moved easily. That's for sure.
That is a beautiful piece of wood. There.
It's lovely. And ladies and gentlemen, just to say, we're here, and Bryn has just released this brand new album. Here it is, and it's called Ready or Not. Ready or Not. And it contains some fantastic songs. It's available, I'm going to keep saying this, it's available from brynhaworth.com, and we want you to give him we in the JV community want to give him a very happy Christmas present, okay, by buying loads of them, all right? You're going to buy mine, that's for one, and you buy his, that's for other, and you buy somebody else's. Well, no, we just want you to buy ours, that's the truth, all right? Buy our albums, that's what we want. Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah. And Bryn, it's such a pleasure because you are known to so many over so many years. You are quite seriously, and with
very
all due
old.
respect, you are a legend.
Very old.
You are very old. Yes, you are now very old officially, and as I found out, and I now feel very young actually compared to you. I felt old until you walked in the room. But you, it's what I said to Sue. It's better to be like you, which you are old but you look young, than me. When somebody said to me the other day, they said, "So how old are you?" I said, 60. "Oh, really? Oh, right." And so, I think it's better to look like you and your hair. I'm very jealous of your flowing locks.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
It's ready for a haircut. I couldn't be bothered. So I just kind of just put it off until I need to do it.
Do you know how bitter that makes people who are bald feel? Okay,
sure.
just...
Lockdown was wonderful because 3 months without a haircut, you know. It's great.
Yeah, we see my wife cuts my hair, you see, because there's nothing to cut. So it's, you know, it's in and out. Anyway, Bryn, you've got a story to tell. We like to get people into this place, not just because they're fantastic at their jobs, and many people, we introduce people right across the board, over 80, 79 programs. It marks 79 today. And we get people who are passionate about their job, passionate about their life. And you've been playing the guitar for how long now and writing songs?
Well, about 50 odd years I've been playing guitar.
50 years?
50 odd years, yeah. Just, I got one when I was 11. I pestered my... No, it must be a little more than that because I'm older than that, aren't I? But anyway, I've been playing a long time, and I should be better than I am. So.
Oh, that's the attitude I like. That's the musician's attitude.
I think you think, God, I could do that better. So you got to work at it, you know. But you never end, do you, with music? You're always trying to get better at it, but at the same time, just enjoy the gift. It's a wonderful gift.
It's a wonderful thing. And ladies and gentlemen, I was listening to. He does what I do on the piano. I just fiddle. I fiddle a lot. I mean, it's fiddling. You doodly do. Yeah. You know, and as Dave Cook used to call it, fiddly foo. He used to call it fiddly foo. And you're sitting just playing. He was in the lounge next door, in the East Wing, and he was just there sitting, just playing, tuning, playing, tuning. And actually, that's what musicians do. They strive constantly to be better, as we know with so many musicians that we've had in. Why? Because you're a child of the... Well, what were you? I'm not ask how old you are, but go on, ask how old you are.
I'm 73.
You're 73 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, if that 73, you look fantastic. What do you do? Do you use sandpaper in your face in the morning? What is it? Is it... I just...
No, I was saying this. I owe it all to my lack of success, really, because basically most people who have been quite successful at what they do have kind of like loads of drugs, loads of alcohol, and really worn their bodies out, worn their voices out,
Bryn, here I am.
And so I've kind of like tootled along, kind of thing, enjoyed, the roses and been able to enjoy a lower key existence as a musician. But I've had just some wonderful times as a musician and also playing for other people. So again, I'm very grateful just to be able to keep going out on the road and keep playing to people.
And it's wonderful. We were just having dinner. You're going to play a song for us in a second, really kick us off with it, because you're a real rock and roller. That's your heart. And this album, I just loved sitting, listening to it in the room next door. Sometimes playing along with the Bechstein, just playing along with the rock and roll, the kind of, that kind of stuff. And of course, I was brought up with all of that stuff. But you were really brought up with that stuff. And you brought 2 guitars in today. And one that you play a lot of slide, very famous guitar that you'll tell us about. I always like to hear the stories around them. But could you play us in with a great song and tell us why you wrote it and what?
Well, this is off the album. It's called Boom Baby Boom, and it's for all the baby boomers basically who exist and like myself. But I think I saw this video of a couple dancing on the ballroom, and they were quite elderly, but they were just so limber and slim, and it just really inspired me to write the song. And also, it's just to think about when you get older, it's quite hard because you can feel useless and invisible, and nobody wants you, and you can get a real downer on yourself and get the whole self-pity thing going about, well, nobody wants me anymore kind of thing. But this song is an encouragement to keep going, keep staying and involved in life, because you have so much to give. You've got so much life experience and you've got so much to give. And I think it's just that thing, just remember that we need you. It's important that you stay involved and that, you call somebody up and give them some encouragement at some point. Just if somebody crosses your mind that you need to encourage, or you feel, I'll send them a text or something like that. Just say something good about somebody. Yeah. And just keep working at just the whole thing of staying involved in life. And it doesn't matter if you don't have a great position in life, but it's really important to keep involved, especially if you're someone who prays as well. If you can pray for people, just encourage them in that way and keep going. But this is a bit of rock and roll. Hope you like rock and roll, yeah?
Oh, you bet.
Okay.
Come on, everybody.
Well, she's 91 and he's 94, looking at barking on the ballroom floor. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. You got one life with so much left to give. They say better move over, get out of the way, while an old people just fade away. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. You got one life with so much left to give. Guitar solo. Come on, take that life down off of the shelf. You can bring a miracle to someone else. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. You got one life with so much love to give. Then one of these days we're gonna fly away and leave this world behind. A dream come true can be a tree of life, but take it one step at a time. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. You're not dead yet, you got one life to live. Guitar solo. All of my life I've been working hard and I don't want to cruise. I get so bored waiting to die, gotta find me something to do. You said life is over and you had your chance. There's still time for one more dance. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. You got one life with so much left to give. Come on, boom, baby, boom. 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 One more time. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, baby, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, baby, boom. You got one life with so much left to give.
You are a rock and roller. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Now, I'm hoping we're getting loads of comments about that one. I love that. Oh, hold on. Guitar. Is the guitar muted? Is the guitar?
Oh, I'm so sorry, it is, yes.
Right. Good to it. Now, because you did that with the guitar muted, you
You still hear it. You still hear it.
Could you hear it? Now, right. I've just received a message. Rachel is she's on. She just went help. Right. She just said guitar muted, and because of that, those that didn't hear it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, boom, and boom,
Baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. Again. Boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. I said boom, baby, boom.
Come on, sing it down.
Boom, baby, boom. Come on, boom, baby, boom. Boom, baby, boom. You got one life with so much left to give. That better?
And that it'll be. Whoa, thank you very much. And that was unmuted.
Yes, it was.
And that goes to prove anybody we get it wrong. Any chance you can put the camera down a bit so we can see Bryn's guitar playing? I certainly can. There we go. How about that? And there we have it. How about that? So, Bryn, So you play a vast amount of guitars, and you played for so many years with so many different people. Tell us a bit about those people you played with, because it's quite vast, the amount of people you've played with over the years, isn't it? And who've taken you on board and you've toured with. And
yeah, I mean, I've had some good. It was mainly. Session playing was mainly started in the 70s when there's people, Joan on Trading, did her album, that Love and Affection album was good.
You did the Love and Affection?
Yeah, album, yeah.
Was that you playing? Do you know, I didn't know, all these years.
I played mandolin on that and some slide on it, yes, on that album.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a legendary album.
I know, it was a big album, but I was on A&M at the time.
Right.
So,
that's a record label for people who don't know.
Yeah. And then before that, I played on. I was on Island Records, and I played on a guy called John Cale. John Cale's a Welshman.
Yeah.
I played on some of his stuff, and Ian Matthews was in Ian Matthews' Song of the Comfort. I played on a couple of his albums, and then who is it? Just some Terry and Gay Woods. I played on their albums, and they were kind of the folky ones.
Yes.
And then I started to do Jerry Rafferty albums. I did about five or six with him.
So did you do the famous, the one that people went down?
No.
Baker Street.
The same drummer's on here, Henry Spinetti, who played on that album.
He's on this one?
He's on this new album, yeah.
Fantastic.
But no, I started doing them in 1980, I think it was, when I started working with him, which was wonderful.
And Jerry was just a great vocalist, a great writer.
Oh, enormous! It's like your voice is like huge.
Yes.
You know, when you're in the room with it, and Jerry has the same kind of voice.
Yeah.
And Cliff Richard has. You open your mouth, and this massive
Sound
voice comes out.
You think, but you make me laugh. Actually, you think you've got a tiny voice, don't you? Well, I really don't. I never recognised that about you. You've got a higher voice. It's a higher voice, so it doesn't have such a. It doesn't. The ping in the voice. We call it ping in opera. We call it. Yeah, the ping still exists. You see, because when I heard you first, the first album I heard, because I wasn't allowed Christian rock and roll at all. None of that was Keep the Ball Rolling. Now that was on. What was that on A&M?
That's A&M, yeah, A&M. 79.
And I've got that in my collection. And I never throw anything away. And Keep the Ball Rolling. It was formative for me. It was like I listened to Keith Green and to Bryn Haworth. And I think the reason I did was because you seemed to write songs that connected. They weren't just songs they weren't worship songs in the traditional sense. You weren't singing them on a Sunday morning. You were rock and roll. You were trying to connect with a generation of people with the songs that you were writing. Would that be accurate? I mean,
it was. I mean, and that I'd experienced just the love of God so much in my life, and I'd seen the love of God affect my life and my wife's life, and my mother, the love of God changed her life. She'd had such a hard life and such a hard upbringing.
Really, why was that? What was that
she
about?
just her mother, my granny, was 15, I think, when she had my mother and my uncle, and she left basically, and apparently she became a Wall of Death rider in the circus.
You're joking?
It's my granny.
A Wall of Death? Are you not seeing them?
Yeah.
You're joking.
That's what happened to her. She went off. So she's obviously quite a wild one, but she was brought up with an uncle. And it was just, I think they were quite deprived, lacking in food, and they would be locked in cupboards and stuff like that, as punishments and stuff in the dark for all night. And she was quite damaged. Great, but it was just really damaged. And the wonderful thing is that she came to know the love of God. My sister actually led her to know the love of the Father and love of God. And her face changed. It was like she needed a new passport. She was her face, all the hardness from her face went and left. And I always knew her as not as a peroxide blonde all my life, And I came back to see her one time up in Lancashire, and she was a brunette. And I said, "What have you done to your hair?" And she said, "This is what it's normally like, and this is what it is like." And I said, "But I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything for Jesus, so that he loves me as I am. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with dyeing your hair, But for her, it was a major thing that she
big,
could be herself for the first time. And I think that's one of the things that I discovered. And I remember writing a song on Keep the Ball Rolling called The First Time. I'm free for the first time in my life, I'm free. For the first time in my life, I'm me. For the first time in my life, I'm free. And it's real. It's the first time in my life I can feel. Someone took me by surprise, I'm healed. For the first time in my life, it's real, you know. And
gosh,
so those were affecting my songwriting, and you think, what a wonderful thing for the world, you know. What a wonderful thing to be able to sing out and to bring into your street and into your home, you know, the love of God. And so that's started to
infect
the song.
Yes.
The music stayed the same, but the lyric and the context started to change gradually. But
you put there's so many questions I want to ask you, but you said that about the song that made a difference to me recently, and I really thank you for it from the bottom of my heart during these difficult times. When we did the album Moments, which was Lockdown Sessions 2, and you came and you played on that, and I was wondering what to get to. I wanted you on the album because you played on so many of my albums before, and to so many people who commented, it's just you played mandolin, you played slide, you played, you know, I Want Jesus to Walk With Me, which we'll do later. But the song that was, for me, one of the most moving was when you pitched Moments to me. Now, you wrote that back in the 70s. Would that be accurate?
I did, yeah. I can't actually remember writing that song. Honestly, some songs I can remember, but I can't actually remember writing that song. It was in the 70s, mid-70s that it came along, because it was on the Grand Arrival album. And so I must have done it around about that time. But the thing is, I think with me, it's like I didn't pitch the song to you. It's like if I sense that somebody needs some, it's like I think God puts people on your heart, and you suddenly start thinking about them and what they're going through and things like that. And I was thinking about you, and I thought, talking to you as I talked to you, that song would be important for your life at that time. It was nothing. I've never pitched a song to anybody. But that song, I thought this would be a blessing to your life, and it didn't matter if you didn't do it or whatever, but I just thought it would be something good for you to play and to listen to and get some strength from.
Well, I mean, it did more than that, because you played it on the phone, and and it was interesting, because Sue said to me afterwards, she said, you have never, ever, ever, if somebody has thrown a song at you, you consider it for 2-3 weeks, you play it through yourself, you work out whether it's a song for you, whether it's a... She said, I've never known you come off the phone and go, that's the song I want it on the album. And then she said, within a week, you decided to call the album Moments, because of it hit the spot. Now, you know, those out there who are not Christian and or faith in it, we call that a God moment. We call that a God thing. And that suddenly, from nowhere, comes something that really transforms the atmosphere. Do you mind if we play that one? Can we play that one? And then I want to hear some more. Oh, I've got to take some. I've just been told to take my meds. So I'll take my meds.
Yeah.
And and so you don't. Who did sing it? There was.
I did it on the Grand Arrival. I think Mary Black, an Irish singer, Mary Black, she's done it. Sandy Denny did it. It's Sandy Denny from Fairport Convention.
Fairport Convention.
It was the last song she ever recorded.
That was a bit ominous.
It's quite poignant. I think it's all right for you, but. But.
Fairport Convention.
Yeah. But Sandy did it.
Anyway, listen. I want you to know that I've taken my meds now.
Okay.
So let's kind of see if we can do that. Remember that double.
Yeah.
Double thing, if we can remember it.
Okay.
But 1, 2, 3, 4.
These are the that we love so well. Precious moments caught within a spell. All too soon our lives, they fade away. These are the moments that we wish would stay. And if I had my life to live again, I would choose to be with you, my friend. Time moves slowly and it goes so fast, and who knows how long our days will last. So cherish deep within you the love you get today. Let the moment linger, for tomorrow steals that away. Tomorrow steals that away. Play it for us. So cherish deep within you the love you get today. Let the moment linger, for tomorrow steals that away. Tomorrow steals that away. These are the memories that we made so well. Lives like stories that belong to tell. Too much to say, we'll have the memories that we made today. We'll have the memories that we made today. And that comes from not having practiced it enough. We did the Cherish Deep Within You, and we were supposed to be doing that twice, and I forgot. So, there we go. That was a lovely, lovely song. Oh, you need to take your tablets. I've taken them, Sue. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you to ask twice. Now, when you... I'm going to ask you to do a few songs. You said you did a couple together. What couple would you like to do together? You can do some from the new album, because this is a stunning album, everybody, and I really recommend. I'm going to put this in front of you again. Here it is, Mr. Bryn Haworth, Ready or Not, and it's a stunning piece of work. And you'll be sticking it on with your turkey, getting it ready, your Brussels sprouts.
Should we do? We Never Thought This Could Happen together.
Yeah.
This song I got in a dream 10 years ago. In fact, there's 2 or 3 songs on this album that I got in dreams, and I've had quite a few over the years. And it's wonderful when you get a song in a dream, because you get a very kind of a complete version of it. You know, you get the melody, the chords, and the only thing is that you have to get out of bed and mutter it into a tape recorder or something when you, in the middle of the night, you know. And
do you do that? Do you actually do that?
Oh, I have to, because if you don't, it's gone.
Yeah.
And this song, this actually, 10 years ago, it happened on the night of 9/11. Yeah. And I was quite a shock, the whole thing. And I went to bed and had this dream. And in this dream, that my grandparents were in this cabin and they were singing this particular song to me. And I thought, and I was in the room with them, and I said, "Oh, that's a really good song." And they went, "Oh, don't you know it?" And I went, "No, I don't know it." And so this carried on singing it. You know, we never thought this could happen. Yeah. And so I got up in the middle of the night, wrote it down, and so I wrote this song initially about the 9/11 situation, but as that basically changed the world that we live in, and 10 years on, I've been rewriting it and looking and changing it and making it more about future things as well as just the 9/11 thing. But I think it's really about, it's a lament, you know, because it's a betrayal of trust. It's about just things that happen, like the pandemic, that suddenly just your way of life and that you've enjoyed and your freedom is just suddenly taken away from you. And it seems like it's overnight. But then I've been looking, you know, like historic, if you read history books, you suddenly see the same thing happens over years, you know.
Yes.
And then suddenly all our freedoms have gone, and all the way of life that you've loved has disappeared, and you can't turn back. I suppose it's about consequences of personal choices as well that we make. So it's many faceted, this song, but it's couched in a country and western song, you know, a 4-chord, you know. Yeah,
but what a fun! When you played it, and I sat there, and I just smiled. It made me smile because of it's very Nashville, and very much so. I loved it. I just tucked into it. Yeah. It's one of those kind of songs where you just want to sit down and play along. Yeah. So play along, and I'll see if I can remember it.
Let's do it. I'll start. 1, 2. We've seen fire, we've seen rain, cried the tears and felt the pain, but we never thought this could happen. We've known hard times and 2 world wars, thought we'd seen it all before, but we never thought this could happen. And from sea to shining sea, this land of ours was free. But now, be careful what you say. Though we got what we wanted, we lost what we had. We never thought this could happen. I guess at first they made us smile, feel good for a while, but we never thought this could happen. The foundations have all gone, and they say we're moving on. We never thought this could happen. Yesterday we felt secure, but now I'm not so sure, and things may never be the same. Cold, cold hearts and empty eyes, how can we believe never thought this could happen. So it's so hard to understand the minds of other men when just like them we want the best. Empty beds and photographs, memories are all we have. We never thought this could happen. No, we never thought this could happen.
Beautiful song. Beautiful song. It captured me straight away. And I think actually, Bryn, how did you cope over this time of lockdown? Were you thinking, what's gone on? I just kept thinking, where have our freedoms gone? The COVID relief bill, all of that kind of thing. Just suddenly, it was literally like the sword had fallen.
Yeah.
And everything, we had no personal responsibility anymore. There was nothing we could decide. It was this. And without that, you'll be arrested or, you could not travel.
Yeah.
And I'm 60 and I've never experienced anything like that. You're 73, so you were post-war. You didn't really, you knew the restrictions a little bit. I think there was rationing until 54.
Yeah.
But seriously, I mean, we just hadn't anything. How did you cope?
Well, I mean, for me personally, it was the lack of contact with people, because I think we're involved, with so many situations. It's like for us, we regularly go into prisons, and that completely shut down, and it's only just coming back, just the last month, and then all the gigs were cancelled. Like everything, all your work was gone, and so. I mean, on the one side, I really quite liked it.
Yes,
because it was
quite attractive, isn't it?
It was quite creative because I had to sit down and this album came out of that in the sense that I had time to think about songs, to work on them, and to get them good. And I enjoyed the whole thing of the quiet, outside. It was just so nice and no traffic and stuff like, But on the other hand, it just brought up the whole loneliness that people suffer from, and it was terrible, the whole pain of loneliness when you can't see somebody physically, you can't touch them, and you can't hug them, you can't kiss them, you can't shake a hand or anything, and I found that quite hard, the whole thing, and.
When I said this is on the day that I said in this song "Strange Christmas" that we just recorded, and he says, "I want to see my family and tell them how I miss the wonder of the human touch, the magic of a kiss. I want to hold my grandchildren, tell them, read and sing them songs. This painful separation feels completely wrong. I want to see the faces behind the masks we have to wear. I want to shake some hands and see the smiles we need to share, to wish each other all the best for the year is to come. But all these good intentions have come undone. Stumbling through the dark, we long to dance into the night. This lockdown of our lives is like a chain that holds us tight." When he wrote those songs, I know Paul felt them as intensely, and I felt he'd sung a song for me. He'd written a song, he'd captured the zeitgeist. And what you've done in this song is exactly that. It's that feeling that this is unnatural. It's not just it's not a habit that we formed to live like this. It's what we've been asked to be. It's not community. Because we were talking about this at the table, weren't we?
But we were fortunate enough because we'd had an incident, had a problem with the developers, and we trying to come onto the street and wreck it, basically. And so we became default campaign leaders to try and stop it, and it did. I mean, for now anyway. But what happened? We got to know all the neighbours through putting letters through the door. So 2019, when this thing hit, we had a WhatsApp group. We knew the neighbours. I mean, we've been living there for 20 years and hardly knew anybody. And then
Surrey, isn't it? This is
Surrey.
It is. This is where we live.
It's another country, really. It's
It
like
is.
you need a passport to come into
Yeah,
Surrey.
you do. You so do, don't you? Because you're originally from up north.
Yeah.
So
But,
it's weird.
So we'd had a communication lines through the WhatsApp group on the street, and people were a lot friendlier, and so we were able to look after people who needed food, like there's some shopping to do, and we're still doing this.
Yeah.
And it's still carried on. There's a whole network of people doing things for each other, and so I was so glad that was all set up before, but generally it's just been such a hard time. But I mean, this song it's a future song as well. I think there's things that haven't happened that could happen.
Yes.
And I think it's a kind of a warning as well, just to. And so I do like it. I just love it that it's couched in a country format.
Yes, which makes it. I mean, what is that? Because we call that in art terms juxtaposition. Yeah. So this juxtaposed against this kind of what is quite a smiley type of, that.
Yeah.
All that and the predictable. But I find what it is, it's so classy on the album. I mean, it's so classily played. And really some beautiful work on it, instrumentally and production-wise. You're going to love it. Sing us another song.
Okay, this is a song I wrote 50 years ago when I was 23.
Really?
But I did it again on this album. I gave it to Mark Edwards and I said, I did the basic thing, and I said, Mark, do what you want with it.
No, yes, which you and I know.
Which is a good thing.
It can be absolutely the most extraordinary event.
And he did a wonderful job on this one. But I think it's called All I Need Is a Home, and it's still relevant. When I came down to London in the mid-'60s, parents had broken up and there was nothing to keep me at home, and I was 17, nearly 18. And I got on a bus in Blackburn and came down to London.
From Blackburn?
Well, Darwin, actually.
Yeah, okay.
But Blackburn's the big town that you went to get a bus anywhere. But I just wanted to be in a band, and in the mid-'60s, London is where you went. So I got my electric guitar, my little suitcase, got on a bus. I didn't know a soul in London. I arrived at Victoria bus station, and I used that as my hotel. I would sleep on the benches at night.
You're joking?
No, I didn't know anybody. And during the day, what I would do, go into Soho, with Denmark Street and Tottenham Court Road, where all the music shops were. And in those days, they had ads saying wanted bass player, guitar player. Must be able to do your own makeup. The 60s.
And he's still done it today. His makeup, I think, is perfect. That makeup. Go on.
And then I'd call up, I'd go along, do my audition, queue up with the other guitar players, do my audition, then go back to, there was a cafe called the Gioconda in Denmark Street back then, really nice, and they would let me stay there the whole day and read books, stuff like that. And then I'd go back to Victoria bus station at night and sleep on the benches, and it was hard, because, eventually I got myself a gig in a band, and I've been playing guitar ever since, but it was a hard time.
And they paid you to play?
Well, yes,
Money.
You're just glad, for me, I was just glad to have a roof over my head, because there was a band that had a house, and so I was able to sleep on the floor.
Instead of on a bench?
In the bus station, yeah. And
That's an extraordinary beginning.
But I didn't have any options,
What did your parents think about this?
Well, my mum had gone off, she left.
She left to become a writer.
No, that was my granny.
Oh, granny, sorry.
My mum the divorce, basically, and my dad, basically, he was a school teacher and was very busy, and I just left school, and I saw my future. I saw you either work at the paper mill, or you work in the chip shop or something like that. Yeah. There is nothing for you here, Bryn. You've got to go. And I had to. It's like I had to migrate. I had to go get some work somewhere, because there was nothing for me here. And so I had to make it work.
It's just extraordinary. That's an extraordinary story. I didn't know that about you. This is why we do these evenings, because you to become. Often people feel that you start. Is everything all right? Okay. 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 In terms of, because right, are we okay there? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Susan. My technical department is just looking after your fingers.
It's a home. I think the desire for home is a huge thing in people. In us, isn't it? It's been put there. We have physically longing and desiring, and we have a spiritual longing and desiring for home. And there's one guy who had a song, and his first line was, I think, we were born homesick. And I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Really captured it, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I've written quite a few songs about home, but this one, I think it needs to come out again, and because I think the homeless issue is going to get more so as the years go by here.
Yeah. Sing it for us.
I sit at the table where I know I'll get fed. I fall up the stairs on my way to the bed. All I need is a home somewhere. All I need is a home. I stand by the doorway and take in some air. I'll sit by the fire and save a place for you there. All I need is a home somewhere. All I need is a home. All I need is a home somewhere. All I need is a home. All I need is a home somewhere. All I need is a home. All I need is a home somewhere. All I need is a home. 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 All I need is a. All I need is a home. All I need is a home.
So beautiful, so beautiful. And the sentiment behind it is absolutely... You always strike me as being somebody who is terribly passionate about what you're passionate about. You know, what you feel deeply. I mean, talking to you over dinner was very moving. You talked about the love of God. It's just a thought that I wanted you to tell people about, because I thought a lot of my community out there needed to hear this. You talked about the love of the Father. Just talk again about that. Just tell them what you told me.
I think for me, the crux of the matter is that for me, that I had a very difficult father relationship, And so for me, the concept of God being called Father was a real turn-off, because I thought when I gave my life to the Lord in a tent meeting, basically. It was like a Billy Graham style meeting where you, at the end of the meeting, you came forward and somebody prays a short 4-line prayer with you. And I went to this meeting and I just didn't have a clue what the preacher was talking about, because he just was using word like another language, like talking to somebody who's into golf, like birdies and or fishing, or dancing, fleckles and stuff.
Not a clue.
And redeemed and ransomed and justification didn't mean anything to me at all. But there was a banner over the front of the stage that said some of Jesus' words, which were, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." And I thought, at first I thought, well, if I know that my way doesn't work. I've tried it for 26 years and it ain't working. And Jesus, if you're the way, then I'm coming your way, because I know my way isn't working. And I didn't understand this about the God business thing and the Father business. But after, when I prayed that prayer with somebody, I went out of that tent, I just sensed that I was home. I felt that I belonged. Just something had happened. And I just felt, I'm home. I belong. And after that, then I just got this horrible realization that if God is like my own Father, I'm in deep trouble. Because my father didn't like me, he didn't want me to do this, be a musician or whatever. And so I thought, well, maybe if I'm good and just really, really good and do all the right things, then the Father, God, will love me, kind of thing. Because I thought, well, if I couldn't please my own dad. I was useless at everything that he was a maths and physics and sports teacher, and I was in his class at school.
How could you do that?
And I couldn't do any of them.
No.
I mean, so I grew up with this sense of failure and that a negativity about life. I can't do this. I can't do that. And so I just thought I transferred the whole thing about my own Father being like, my Heavenly Father being like God, and like my own dad. And so it took me years. It took about 8, 9, 10 years before I figured out I can't do it. I cannot please God by my life, by doing good things and being a good boy, as it were. As much as I'd like to, but I can't, and I kind of gave up. And then I remember being in a hotel room on my own, and just on my knees in the room, just a sense of failure. I thought, I've failed at something. I'm sorry, Lord, I haven't done this. And I literally heard this voice saying, "Never mind, son, I still love you." It was a voice that I actually heard. There was nobody else in that hotel room.
And you physically heard that voice? I
physically heard that voice.
And you weren't on drugs?
Not at all. No, I was leading worship at a major conference.
Gosh.
Yeah. And I just felt I failed and messed up, and I was just so upset. And I heard this voice saying, "Never mind, son, I still love you." And that broke me.
Yeah.
That suddenly is like, well, regardless of what I feel, how well I'm doing, as far as my Heavenly Father, He loves me. Just failure, success, whatever. And it just kind of released me from just needing people's love, as it were.
Yes.
Needing my parents' love, needing my just people, even your
constant
audience.
Approval.
Your audience, basically.
Yes.
When you're in front of people.
Yeah.
Because I think because I know what it's like to perform, I'm sure you do, before an audience, and you can make that audience yours. You can work them, as they say. And that's what I see many entertainers doing. You can work them, and you make them yours, get them in your hand.
Yeah.
But when I can go on that stage that I don't need to do that anymore. I can just be myself, because I know, first and foremost, that I'm loved by my Father. Okay. I have the love of God. That's really what matters to me.
Yes.
If people like what you do, fantastic. I work hard at it. I try my best to be as good as I can be. But first and foremost, I know the Father's love. And that has released me from so much neediness, as it were. I need your approval. I need you to like me.
It's really important. I'm just looking at the camera now. I think that's a really big message out there for an awful lot of people, actually. And that's a message for me too. It's exactly right. It really it hit home over my baked potato this afternoon, and that's actually it's the notion. And I know over 36 years I can manipulate an audience and get them to do anything I want. Last night, you know, I could get them to laugh or whatever, or join in and go, "Oh, what a wonderful person you are." And that need for approval is, as a performer, it's what I suppose with a lot of famous performers I've worked with who no longer perform, they are in severe depression because they don't have the adoring public anymore telling them how wonderful they are.
Yeah.
And when I stopped opera, it was very difficult. It's a very difficult thing. So I do understand, you know, I was used to being in the press.
Yes.
And suddenly you're not. And who is it you are when you're not that? That was my big question. Who are you? Now, I used to introduce me, I said, Jonathan Veira, international opera singer. You're not an opera singer anymore. You no longer do that job.
Yeah.
Who are you then? Before God. So what you were saying is bang on. Sing us another song, Bryn.
Okay.
I love hearing about all this, but I love you to hear people are loving the singing.
Oh, I haven't done anything. Okay, well, this is another song that I got in a dream, okay?
You and dreams. What is it about you?
I got this one in February. I think God loves country music. As I was sleeping, I had a dream. I went out walking across the field. The clouds had gathered and the rain came down. I took some shelter in an empty house. Our roof was leaking and the rain poured in. I tried to fix it, patch it up again. The wind was blowing and the rains came down. The water kept rising, I feared I'd drown. I heard a voice calling to me. There is a new song for you to sing. The house you're building, it cannot stand. Built on the rock and not on sand. I left that morning at the break of day. The skies were clearing, but I lost my way. I met a stranger who looked like you. He smiled and told me what I should do. I heard a voice calling to me, and it was saying, come follow me. The house you're building, it cannot stand. Built on the and not on sand. As I was sleeping, I had a dream.
Fantastic. That was the chorus we used to sing in Sunday school, wasn't it? About the don't build.
Oh yeah, building. The rain came down.
The rain came down and the flood came up.
Yeah.
And the house on the sand fell flat.
Yes.
But the foolish man, the wise man, built his house upon the rock.
Wise man built his
House upon the rock. The house upon the rock. That's it. So you had that. So you get these songs that you have quite a few dreams. So your wife is quite used to you just getting out of bed. She goes, well, you know that? I don't know whether my wife, okay, when we get up, and just to tell you, we're sleeping it, and it's, 3 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Now you go, and it's all quiet. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get out of the bed quietly because, because you don't want to wake her up. So what she does, Sue always waits until, and it's going, and I'm creeping out, and I've nearly got out the door. And out of the darkness, she said, you all right? And it's just like it breaks this spell. You go, no, fine, just and it's fine. Yeah. So when you get out, do you have some? Do you get out of bed or do you write it?
Sally's used to. I just get up in the middle of the night and go downstairs.
Yes.
And without any lights, just kind of feel your way downstairs. And I go into my room and I just put on a recorder and sing. It's all because you're half asleep. Your voice is in the way. You're going. You wake up and you come and listen to it in the morning. This is going to be really good. It's going. Like
you're burping all the way through. Yeah.
And then you write down the words that you've got, and then as soon as you've got it, sometimes I pick up a guitar and try and finish as much as I can, and then go back to bed, and so you've got this basis of
Do you know
song.
That is so interesting because I've never done that. As a songwriter, I just if I sit at the piano and I do it, I did something with Sue Renard. We wrote a song for our album a couple of albums ago, and I could not get it. I just didn't. And I think actually going to sleep might be a good thing. From now on, I'm going to take your cue because it might be better. It might be better if I go to sleep and then come up with the idea. What you then build like a wall on top of that, those ideas.
When you get up in the morning, it depends how much. I mean, some of it, it's like watching a film basically, and you're in it, but you're just observing the actors sing this thing or do this thing, and it's a very visual experience, but then there's music in it, so you. It'd be great if all songs came like that because it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah, some you've got to perspire over.
Yeah, but you still do. But it's like when they're formed in a dream like that, it's just you got the feeling of them as well. You know what they're about, heart-wise.
Can I just ask you something about prison ministry, because it's something that you and I share. We work a lot for Prison Fellowship, PF, and big shout out to Peter Holloway, who we've known for Sue's known for probably 45 years.
Wow.
At least 45 years. In fact, more than that. She became a Christian when she was 14, so he's now, 57, so probably as many years as he's been alive. And it was just great to meet him doing this. And so we in fact, next, I think Wednesday, I'm recording the PF carol service here in this room. So we're going to do, carols and have a bit of chat and sing a few Christmas carols and songs.
Yeah, I did the conference.
I
did the worship from
You did,
home.
I know. Yeah. It was like when we saw what was going on, because we did it the 2 years before.
Oh,
we went to wherever it was. It was nice, and it's a nice bunch of people, and I think some really good work going on there. But what is your passion? What is it about prison ministry?
Well, again, it's not something that... it's a calling, basically, for us. I mean, it's like in that song. There's a lot of call on this album, I think, because the whole thing of prison ministry, it was in the 80s, late 80s. I kept reading... kept getting drawn to Matthew 25. It's a parable called the sheep and the goats, and it's various things that a certain group did and another group didn't. And one of the lines was, when I was in prison and you visited me, and every time I would read that line, my heart would leap, and I would go, I'd love to do that.
Well, why was that? Why do you think
I don't know.
Was?
I just don't know, because I didn't know anybody in prison, and then I talked myself out of it. I'd just say, well, I don't know anybody in prison, but besides, what would you do? Just sing them a song? You know, what's the point? You know, I don't know what I would even do. But so I'd be the but, you know, I'd just go, no, it's not for me. But it would just keep coming back. And every time I read that word, my heart would go, oh man, that's great. And what happened was, we went on staff in a vineyard. The first vineyard church in England was called the Southwest London Vineyard, and it was tiny. It was like a couple of house groups, and we went on staff in the sense the pastor said to me, "All right, I want you to get the music up and running, get some worship leaders playing, buy some equipment." So you know, I thought we're only a house group, and then he said to me, "I want you to start a prison ministry," and you think,
whoa,
you know, 89, 90, you think, nobody does that kind of thing. But it's like, I was cornered, you know, it's like God is, you know, I've been going, but for about 2 or 3 years, you know, looking at this passage. Then suddenly I have an opportunity given me to do it. And so I just picked up the phone and I said, I called up all the London prisons and said, hi, my name is Bryn Haworth, I work for this church, can we come in? And they all said no, except for one, and he was a Church Army chaplain called David Cairns in Wandsworth. And he said, yeah, sure, come in and I'll show you how a Wednesday night group meets. And so Sally and me we went in on a Wednesday night and saw the chaplain hour, how it happened. And as we were coming out, you know, unlocking and locking, he turned around, he looked at me and said, right, you do it next week.
Just like that.
Just like that.
That I do find that prison chaplains are either really turned on like that, and they just go, they're very in your face. There's no side to them.
No.
Because they are constantly presented with something. So we were at Coldingley not long ago.
Oh, good.
And, you know, it's Cat C, isn't it? Or is it Cat B?
It's Cat C.
Cat C. And it was quite a thing. But we went in and it was such a shocking, it was the thingy tree, the course they run. The Sycamore. And it was the last one of them. And it was quite stunning what was going on there, where they were showing signs of
remorse
and giving
what
symbols.
Done.
Exactly. And some of the things they read out, we just sat at the back and we wept and we talked to them afterwards, as we had done. And Sue and I had met properly, as I said, at Felton Borstal. We went visiting for years there every Saturday, for as many as we could in a year. And we must have visited at least 40 times a year. And we had that same passion for, I suppose, and then aftercare. We got involved in people when they left prison. You know, when we were in London, we stopped it when they had the children here. But we were very passionate about that. And it's interesting that we've come right back to it. And I hope we can carry on with it. But it's that thing where the change that you want, you know that there can be change.
Yeah.
You know, that Steve Turner thing, can a man change? Yes, he can. Can a leopard change its spots?
Yeah.
And you can, yes, actually, there's hope. There has to be hope.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just been an inspiration for writing songs, because you can be changed from the inside out. You're in a prison.
Yes.
But you can still be free inside. And
you
can be changed inside out. And so it's just, I mean, the good news of a new way of living, a new way of loving, a new way of being loved is such a wonderful thing for guys and for gals. And I mean, whenever I go in, I mean, I spent one night in jail in Los Angeles so it's me and Johnny Cash who have the same cred, you know, for going into prison. He spent one night in jail, and I spent one night in jail. So that's the only thing we have in common.
And he went to San Quentin and did,
yeah. But if that's the only qualification you need, and just a heart for people. But whenever I go in, I always think this could be me. This could have been me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, same with Sally. It's both of us. We've done stuff in our lives, but we just didn't get caught. They did.
Yes. And they're down for it.
And I could be in their position too.
Yes.
So you go in always on the level ground, level footing, and just want to lift up and bring the presence of God into a place, because it's the presence of God that does the work. Yeah. You know, it's not your words or your music kind of thing. It's the presence of God moving in a place that starts to do the
music is a catalyst, and a very, very fine catalyst.
So. That's
but it does change atmospheres. But I think you're right. The Spirit of God does sing us a song. We're look at the time. It's 9:45. So another couple, then we're going to have to go home. Or you're going to go
this
home,
is
I'm
one
going
of
to
their
stay.
favourite songs. It started off with Maggie Dawn wrote the chorus, and I just added verses to it. It's called Wash Me Clean. But it's a stories song, and the guys love stories. Wash me clean in that cool river. Wash my soul in the pure water. Wash me clean in that cool river. Lord, make me new. Well, I was walking down the road just the other day, and I saw this young man, and I thought I heard him say, if there's a God in heaven, will he hear me if I pray? Then I saw a young woman pushing a buggy down the street. She had this sad look in her eye. She was dragging her feet. I heard her talking to her friend, and she said, there must be more than this. Lord, make me new. Wash me clean. Wash me clean in that cool river. Cool river, wash my soul. Wash my soul in that pure water. Pure water, wash me clean. Wash me clean in that cool river. Lord, make me new. Lord, make me new. Then this businessman pulled up in a nice car, a nice suit. He rolled down his window and he asked me, could I take a look? He said, I'm lost, can you help me? But I heard him say, Lord, make me new. Won't you help me sing now? Wash me clean. Wash me clean in that cool river. Cool river. Wash my soul in the pure water. Pure water, wash me clean. Wash me clean in that cool river. Lord, make me new. Then I thought about this man in prison. He'd been there for nearly 20 years. He said, most of the time I'm doing all right, but I just still can't stop the tears. And I can't help but wonder just how things could have been. Then I looked down at this child who was running around all over the place with not a care in the world and a big smile on his face. And I thought to myself, how I'd love to be like this. Lord, make me new. And I sing it to the Lord, wash me clean. Wash me clean in that cool river. Wash my soul. Wash my soul in the pure water. Pure water. Wash me clean in that cool river. Lord, Lord, make me new today. Lord, make me new. I pray, Lord, won't you make me new?
That is a fabulous song. It's a great prison song. It is exactly their love story.
Yeah.
And what I love is this conversation you're having. It is absolute storytelling. It's so thrilling. I love hearing stuff like that, Bryn, because it comes from a heart of ministry. And you know that term, in political terms, people are the Ministry of Fish and Agriculture. Yeah. And it's the idea of the old ministry. It used to be about serving. It's that serving. And we go in, and when we go, you go into prison, and I know that when I speak to Peter, you are held in such high esteem with the group and by him, because of your heart for ministry. And I think actually what has come across, and I don't know if it's come across to you, but it's Bryn's heart. And when we sit and talk to Bryn and Sarah, they go out together. They do exactly what we do. They go out to Premier Inns and stay there, and he carries his, this is true, this is a bit sad, but I don't know about this one. He carries his own, and I'm not joking, his own mint tea bags. Okay, I'm just telling you that. And he has everything. But it's a heart for ministry, it's a heart for people, and it's really shown. We've loved having you here today. It's been absolutely immense. Sue's just come back in the room. Welcome, Sue. Have you gone to bed yet? You're nearly there. You're in your pyjamas, nearly. Sue, just a few notices. Can you give a few notices out? Well, anything
sorry,
just about
I don't
albums?
think I want to after all that, because it's, it was all fantastic.
It was, wasn't it?
People were really...
I don't know, people responded really well?
Yeah, people were just loving it, Bryn. Really loving it. Just singing along with you. Yeah. And you just hit the right note for them.
Great,
thank you. It was just the best ever, some people have said.
Best
lovely.
ever. That's lovely. That's some compliment after 79 shows. The best ever. If you get the best ever, there's such a... Hey, can I just say, what do you mean the best ever? What about me when I do my shows? He walks in here and it's the best ever? Anyway, I'm so lovely that I'm so glad that it's the best ever, actually, because what we try and do every week. And can I just tell you that it's rather spooky, isn't it, how God works? This community is based on two things, as far as Sue and I are concerned. It was based on a Wordsworthian little epithet that he gives, and he said, the better part of a man, those little unremembered acts of love and of kindness, just that. The better part of a man, those little acts of love and of kindness. And the main thing it's based on is that Matthew 25. And it says, when I was naked, you clothed me. When I was hungry, you fed me. And when I was in prison, you visited me. Yeah. And all those three things are verbs. They are doing words. Yeah. And so what this community does more than ever, we try and encourage it to do, to be, not go thoughts and prayers, but more than that. It's prayers with legs, as I call them. Hence, we started the charity. You've got a friend trust, and we put our arms around people to the tune of £250, £300, but that kind of figure, and sometimes more. But what we try and do is help people. Now, and I'd like to make a little announcement out by Gaff, and I'm going to have Adrian come on and talk a little bit about it, certainly over Christmas, as we see so much need proliferating now amongst the poor and amongst the communities, and how we can help. Please give to YGAF. I think it's coming up on the screen.
It's on the screen.
It's on the screen now. And it doesn't matter, remember, these are the maths of multiples of people, all right? So £5, £3, it doesn't matter what we are not going to hound you. We're not writing to you if you give anything. We're not one of the big charities that, you give £3 next week, after up it to £5. You give what you can afford, that's always, but remember the widow's mite. Remember that idea is how we give in this community. How you've given expansively thousands and thousands of pounds over this time to help people. And I want you to notice the heart of Bryn and what he brings to the table and what he brings into his life together with his wife Sally. And it's a beautiful thing to watch and see that, and it's encouraged me that a man that old can still sing so well.
That's a great comment.
It is. I mean, I know singers, and that is brilliant. You still, those vocal folds, you're looking too young, you're looking too healthy. What's wrong with you? The only thing that I will say is that clearly I was hugely successful. Look at my face. He's just so worn out. Everything's worn out. That's what sign of success.
Sign of success.
I'll take that as a compliment from now on. Do we have anything else to say? If you want to contribute to the ministry here, then you can do. Was there anything else you want to say?
Yes. Just obviously, if you want to get Christmas presents, then let me know, because we have lots of CDs and books and so on that would make marvellous Christmas presents dedicated to the person that you love. And of course, do not forget, your Christmas CD will be on its way. And if you want to order more, just let me know. Go to the website, order on www.jonathanveira.com. If you want to contact me on sue@jonathanveira, I can give you details about the upcoming concerts or any details about CDs or books or anything like that.
Thank you. You've been a lovely audience, and we are slightly late, but I don't mind. We'll just finish with the two songs as we normally do. And Bryn's going to play them. He doesn't know them yet, but he's going to join them. And they're both in D, and they're fairly predictable. And this one is always, we sing this, and I just say that Bryn has been, if you listen to many of my albums, most of you have got a lot of the albums that I've done, and the Bryn is on an awful lot of them. It don't get much better than this. Remember that one?
That one, yeah.
That's one of your great songs. A good old amp and a what is it?
A good old
amp and a nice guitar. Don't get much better than this. Yeah. I love that. And also just Moments, which of course was Bryn's, and it was a beautiful, beautiful song. And you can get that as well in that's Lockdown Sessions 2. And you can hear his lovely playing then. And Sue is going to sing as she sung last night. And next week, it's just going to be me, boring old me, with a few special guests on the Zoom.
Including my kidney.
Oh yeah, your kidney. Isn't your kidney singing well?
Singing wonderfully.
Go peaceful in gentleness through the violence of these days. Give freely, show tenderness in all your ways.
Through darkness, in troubled times, let holiness be your aim. Seek wisdom, let faithfulness burn like a flame.
God speed you,
God lead you, and keep you wrapped around His heart.
around his heart. May you be known, my love. And now from Numbers chapter 6, where we always sing, or we sung last night, the Lord bless you and keep you, and we pray that will be the case for this coming week. And thank you so much for tuning in. It goes like this: the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace, and give you his peace. Everybody out there, join with us now. The Lord bless you and keep you, and turn his face towards you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord turn his face toward you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and be gracious to you, and be gracious to you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace, and give you his peace. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you, Bryn. A little picture of Bryn,
Thank you,
please.
Bryn.
It's lovely to
Yes.
see you. And thank you so much for coming. And don't forget,
Wonderful.
do not forget, order the album. All right, get the album. Make His Christmas. Remember, it's called Ready or Not, and it's got some beautiful, fantastic songs. God bless you, and see you next week.
Keep
Be
safe,
good.
keep
Bye-bye
warm,
now.
people. Bye.
Bye. Bye.